Welcome to our flute class. This is lesson number 8. We're going to go over a little bit on backing tracks. These are ways to enhance your music. Backing tracks help you to develop a rhythm for your song, adds a little background music to your songs, and kind of helps you to have a direction that you want to go with your songs. So I'm going to do just a little bit of a backing track. I'm not going to use any of my amplification equipment right now, but what I have is a little iPod that you'll never be able to find one of these again. There's other types of iPods, but you can also get the little thumb drive, the little thumbstick that you can stick inside of this, or a computer, or anything that plays a thumb drive that can play your backing tracks for you. I have used this little gadget for a long time, and so I'm really used to it, and I know what it'll do and what it won't do, and how to keep it from messing up on me too awfully much. Your backing track has to be played in the same key as the flute that you're playing. This flute is the key of A, so any song that I bring up to play with my flute has got to be played in the key of A. So I'm just going to play a little song with backing track to it, just so that you can see a little bit of what it sounds like. And we invite you to come into the class where we can work with you a little more on this one and help you a little more in finding the backing tracks, getting them onto a thumb drive, learning how to work with your flute and with the backing tracks. So here we go. Oh, you have to have a speaker.
Battery 100%. Connected to Chassis Ladies iPod and Galaxy A10E.
Okay, so now those are connected, and this will make it so I can hear. track will give you a little hint just shortly before it's going to end, so that when you know when to start bringing your song to a close. You don't want to be just on this grand high note and the backing track stops and there you are floating high. So a good backing track will let you know when you've got 2 or 3 seconds, 5 seconds left. You get so you know that song's working its way down. You need to work your way down too. That was in the key of A. That backing track is by Johnny Lipford. He's one of my favorite flute players. He's awesome. He has a set of backing tracks for every key of flute that's out there. So you can go onto his website, and I would just look up johnnylipford.com and go on his website and look for his backing tracks, because they're good. I love them. They bring kind of a piece to me, and they set kind of a tone for my music. There are a variety of backing tracks. I'm going to do one more just to show you a little difference in the way those backing tracks go, and hopefully I've got my flute turned correctly this time. But this time, let's see. I think this one will give you something just a little different. Yeah. Now see what happens when your flute waters out or wets out? It quits playing. So I shouldn't have used the same flute twice, because it's definitely got a little bit of problem and I'm losing the sound. But that's backing tracks. You don't have to play every single note, every beat, beat, beat that the backing track gives you. You notice that at times I just held my note while it continued doing its little jazzy stuff. And then there are times that I was doing a note with each beat of the music that I was playing. It's really good to get familiar with your backing tracks, so you get so you know what's coming. So if you want to really throw something kind of wild out there at a certain place, you know when that's coming on your backing track. And you can be prepared for where this certain little rapid playing might come, or they might just go up a little bit and you want to go really high with your flute. That's part of what we teach here in our flute class, is how to work with backing tracks and how to let them kind of dictate your song. I like to play around a little bit sometimes and either have somebody go ahead and pick on my little gadget, whatever song they want to play, and I make sure they don't go in the wrong key for me. And they are picking and choosing my song for me. Another thing that can be used with these flutes are other instruments. If you know someone who plays a guitar and you're playing in the key of A, you just ask them to play you some kind of a little rhythm in the key of A. That's what that one backing track was somebody's guitar. You can play along with somebody's guitar. You could play along with the ukulele. You could play along with a harp. As long as somebody between you and the other player is able to know what key they're playing in, because whatever key of flute you've got, that's the key you're playing in no matter what. They need to be able to play in that key. Another thing you can use is rhythm makers like drums. I have a huge powwow drum that we used to bring to the flute circle I did in Salt Lake. And we'd get people up there beating different rhythms, and we'd get that rhythm going. Then any flute can play with it because it's not in a key, it's just a rhythm. And so we would play to the beat of a drum. You can get the small hand drums, the drums that they put between their knees and beat on, the ones that the
Bongo.
beatniks used to, bongo drums, the beatniks used to
Yeah,
beat
man.
on. These flutes can play with so many other different things. It's amazing what these flutes can do. There are several flute makers out there. We kind of have a list of flute makers that we like to have as our go-to flute makers because we know that the quality of the flute is good, that they play well, and that they're tuned properly. A flute does not have to be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. It doesn't have to be drop dead gorgeous. Nothing wrong with that. That seems to be what I'm always drawn to. It can be very simple, walnut wood, cedar wood, and can still be a very good quality flute. There are a few local flute players or makers here in Utah. Brent Haynes is one, he lives in Mapleton. Ron Stutz is one, he lives in Highland. We've just discovered a new one. His name's Gary Hansen, he lives in South Jordan, so he's a Utah flute maker also. And I got a chance to hear his flutes last week, some people playing his flutes, and they sound very good, and his prices are very, very good. And we found him online, GaryHansen.com. Black Feather Flutes. He comes up if you just Google GaryHansen.com. And you can look at some of the flutes that he has. If you choose to join our class, which we hope you do, we'd like you to have either an A flute or a G flute so that you can play with us, because everybody in this class has either an A flute or a G flute, and some of us have both, and some of us have an addiction, and that's okay. I have no interest in becoming unaddicted. My name is Rolayne. I'm a fluteaholic. We can help you with selections of flutes. We can help you make choices and decisions. You need to stay away from what's called an Anasazi flute. It has a wide open mouthpiece instead of the hole that you see there. It is completely wide open like that end of the flute. And you have to learn to play over the top of it. I can't teach you that. I can't teach me that. So stay away from that. That is not the kind of flute you want to learn to play on. You can also go to Fluteopedia, Fluteopedia, like encyclopedia, and it's by Clint Goss. He has bucket loads of sheet music, information, lessons. You can find him on YouTube and follow his lessons. He's got them kind of sporadic. You can't find it lesson 1 through 8 or 10 or whatever. But he does a podcast every month about different flutes and different techniques, and you can learn a lot from him. I've watched a lot of his. I've posted a few of his videos on our website that we have that you'll be able to join when you join our class. Butch Hall makes a good flute. High Spirits makes a good flute. Let's see, who else have we got here? Those are the only ones I really have down as a source of flute makers. I want to kind of keep them as inexpensive as I can, because a lot of people are a little hesitant to take on a new hobby and pay $1,800 or $2,000 for the first flute they've ever owned, only to find out, oh, I don't really like that. I like to keep it down around the $100 range, or $65, $75, if we can find good ones. But I don't want someone coming to class with a flute that does not work, is not tuned correctly. And there are flute makers out there who will sell flutes even in stores that are poorly tuned or not even tuned, or that don't even play. One of my hobbies is to go into a store that's selling flutes, and I like to find their little tubes and take their flutes and try them out, and I like to sit and play them. And I found one in a store once, in a gift shop. I couldn't get a sound out of it. Now, I have no trouble getting a sound out of any flute that's got the right kind of an end on it. I couldn't get a sound out of this, so I gave it back to the lady at the desk, the counter, and I says, you need to give this back to your flute maker and ask him to make a sound come out of that for you. I says, because right now you can't sell that to anybody because they can't play it. And if they're buying a flute to play, which I hope anybody who goes out and just buys a flute in a gift shop is hoping to learn to play it, they're going to be disappointed, and they're going to have an expensive little gadget to put on their wall because they can't play it. So I told her to have her flute maker on that particular flute show her how to get a sound out of it. And if he can't get a sound out of it, it's not a good flute, keep money back kind of thing. But that's kind of my hobby. I like doing that. Thank you for joining our video sessions. We invite you to join our group. We are going to start our lessons 1 through 8 over again. I'm going to take the beginning groups, those who are new to the flute and haven't had a lot of experience with it yet. And we're going to go out into the foyer just outside the door of room 3. We're in room 3. And we're going to sit and work one-on-one with those who are learning to play the flute. I don't want you coming into my class and they give you a piece of paper and say, here, start playing. I want you to understand your equipment. I want you to understand your flute. I want you to know how to take care of this flute. Because if you don't take care of it properly, it will crack, it will split, and you will have lost your flute. Come, let us teach you. We will work with you one-on-one. The flute circle will continue on. We have amazing students in this class that have just thrived on the flute. We want you to also enjoy.